India and Nepal has escalated into a full-blown diplomatic standoff. In what can only be described as an appalling comment, Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli blamed Indian nationals for spreading the virus in Nepal. Now here's what the Prime Minister said. Those who are coming from India through illegal channels are spreading the virus in the country, and some local representatives and party leaders are responsible for bringing in people from India without proper testing. He didn't stop there, though. The Prime Minister went on to mock India by saying that the Indian virus looks more lethal than the Chinese and Italian ones. Now, these statements will no doubt elicit a sharp response from New Delhi. Nepal has also released a revised map that includes 3 disputed sites within its political boundaries. Both India and Nepal have made claims over Kalapani, Limpiyadhura and Lipulekh. To Nepal. Now, Nepal alleges that India had released a political map last year claiming Kalapani as part of its integral territory. Earlier this month, India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh inaugurated a new road near Lipulekh, and the road is expected to help pilgrims travelling in the Kailash Manasarova route. India maintains that the new road was built along an existing route which falls within Indian territory. Nepal's foreign minister summoned the Indian ambassador and registered protest over New Delhi's move. In response, Nepal's cabinet approved a new map that depicts the disputed regions as part of its territory, and Prime Minister Ali has vowed to reclaim the 3 disputed sites. The standoff threatens to derail the historically peaceful ties between India and Nepal. Our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal, is joining us live on the phone line now for more on the story. Good afternoon to you, Siddhant. Firstly, let's talk about this new map that has been released by Nepal, which includes these 3 disputed territories under Indian territory.
Well, yes, the new map has been released just a short while back. In 30 minutes ago, the Nepalese government released a new map. On the ground, it doesn't change anything. It is just rhetoric. The Nepalese government has released this new map, and it emerged suddenly after the Indian Defence Ministry inaugurated the road which passes through a territory, Lipulekh, which Nepal claims as its own territory, even though it lost that territory 200 years ago. After 200 years, it seems the Nepalese government has suddenly remembered that it is its territory, and that is why we know that since then there have been a number of voices from the Nepalese government, whether it's the president, prime minister, the foreign minister, who have spoken publicly. We know the president spoke in the parliament, the prime minister yesterday spoke in the parliament about ties with India, and as part of this, they have released this map. Of course, they do expect a strong reaction from Delhi anytime soon, given the fact that India is very touchy about its sovereignty like any other country. We also know that the focus, of course, right now is to diffuse any kind of problems. We know the government in Nepal, led by KP Sharma Oli, benefits from diverting anything, the domestic pressure into such kind of developments or blaming the neighbors in a sense, of course, not directly but indirectly as well. We know yesterday when he spoke about the crisis, he also talked about the COVID crisis and said the Indian strain is stronger than the Chinese or the Italian. So far, there hasn't been any reaction from Delhi over that, whether the Indian strain of COVID is stronger or not. But by and large, we have seen India dominating the discourse in Nepal.
Right. Siddhant, what do we make of Nepal's Prime Minister's comments there, blaming Indian nationals for spreading the virus in Nepal?
Well, it's basically not blaming India directly. His point was that since there is an increased people-to-people interaction, we know we have a long porous border and we do not need, none of the Indians need visa to go to Nepal. It's called as roti beti ka rishta, or ties which are family ties. There are people who are married into Nepal. A lot of Nepalese are married into Indians, especially when it comes to Bihar, the state in India. So it is natural that any kind of development which happens in Nepal goes through India. There are a lot of Nepalese working in India. He meant the fact that there is an increased threat given the close people-to-people relationship between India and Nepal. By and large, his focus is on the territorial dispute rather than directly blaming India for some kind of COVID crisis. We know when it comes to China is playing an increased role in Nepal, something which New Delhi is fearful of. We also know that while the territorial dispute emerged, the Nepalese foreign ministry did react, but also the ruling party in Nepal, the Communist Party, also reacted, which is very not natural. It is something out of the blues. We know that maybe off the record there might be discussions going on. What Nepal wants is foreign secretary level talks. India has said that it would like to have foreign secretary level talks to resolve all kind of issues, but only after